Here we go. Good morning, everyone. Oh, sorry, good afternoon. It's 1:30. Hope all's well. Yeah, you can see with my eyes. I slept late last night because yeah, we had some sort of a congregation yesterday. It was at home, but it was like the whole night, sort of thing. Um, so today we've got an architect based in Austria who is going to share with us their career, their life, their history, and so forth. Let me just send this over to him. Send. Super. Yeah, so it's going to be good because Austria, right? It's one of those places where architect, design, a lot of artists have sort of, you know, taken their time to design stuff, and yeah. So here we go. Armin Banish. Good afternoon.
Hi,
How
nice
are
to see
you?
you. Thank you very much.
Are you well?
I'm fine. Can you
Can you
hear
hear
me
me?
good?
Can you hear me well?
I can hear you perfect.
Super. Um, Thank you so much for coming on, Armin. It's a real honor to have you here. All the way from you're based in Austria, right?
Exactly, I'm in Vienna. Yeah.
How's things in Austria right now? How's life? How's lockdown? How's the coronavirus treating you all?
Actually, I'm very happy today because today is the first day that they open the coffees and restaurants.
Oh, so
It
you
was
mean they can
like
sit there,
8 weeks.
or it's
Like,
take
sorry,
you can sit in the restaurant, or it's takeaway?
no, you can sit from today, first day. It is
Wow.
like 8 weeks it was closed, and today is the first day that they open it. They open everything actually. Yeah.
We are kind of closed until, I think, what is it, July? Yeah. I mean,
Really?
there
But
is
you started like 3 weeks ago, I think.
what, the lockdown?
Yes,
No, 7 weeks.
7 weeks already.
7 weeks.
Okay, I thought because UK they started later.
They
They
started later, but it
yeah
was ago, and now, yeah, 2 days ago they opened up the real estate market, like for
yes
for property viewings and all that kind of stuff. Construction market is open. Schools are opening in terms of that they've got certain years that they're opening, not the whole school, but like reception year one and year six. So,
exactly the same here, the same more or
oh, is
less
it
the
the
same
same?
here.
Is the
Yeah,
same
yeah,
model there also?
yes, yes, yeah.
Um, but yeah, we don't have restaurants opened here.
That
Weird.
means your property is in London. You have to film and show that online, just huh? How it can work?
Yeah, I mean, what it was before that, it was a virtual viewing kind of thing. You had
Yeah,
to.
yeah,
The agent would go there on his own, take a video, or like now you can FaceTime also, right?
exactly.
So you can show it live. Like if someone does not understand a certain corner or the certain window or the layout or something, you can do it live. But apart from that, I mean, I've done virtual viewings literally 8 years or 9 years,
Yes.
where, because a lot of my clients come from the Middle East, so
Okay.
not everyone is here
Yeah.
at the point that they're searching for a property to view the
Yes.
property. So
Yeah.
they will like search for a property a week, a month ago, and then they will call you up the same time and say that, oh, can you take a video, or can we do a FaceTime or something like that? And never in my life I've rented or sold anything like that to what the agents are saying right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
That oh yeah, we did a deal through virtual viewing and all that kind of stuff. I mean, in today's day and age, it's like, prove it. Social media, prove it that you sold it through virtual viewing.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's a lot about.
But through this Corona time, actually, uh, before this time, which I told the client, come on, I'm going to present you online, and so no one understand it. Oh, they understand it really, and this is even if it's like 65 or 70 years old. Before this
Yeah,
time,
I mean,
you couldn't
someone
even
was
tell me that
someone
please
was saying
come
the other day,
online.
like, in when pandemics or wars or something like that takes place,
Yeah.
um, what happens is the amount of work that needs to get done, which would be like 10-15 years, would
Yeah.
just fast forward itself to like 15 days, 7 weeks kind of thing. So, all these people doing Zoom calls and digital meetings and all that kind of stuff has now taken place. And literally, I think that office spaces are going to narrow down because
Yeah.
people have now found out over the 7 weeks that, okay, I need this person in the office, but I don't need that person in the office. This person can stay at home. They can work from home. So it sort of brought that sort of understanding in people that, yes, okay, I don't need everyone in my office. Maybe I can have if I have a 50-man office at start before all this, and now I understand that I only need a 10-man office, it's
Yeah.
just going to change the whole dynamics of the working environment and everything. But that's the way it is. But can I just say one thing? I
Sure.
love your t-shirts.
Oh yeah, this is my name or my
Yep.
office. It's
I,
the
I
logo
saw
of
I saw
the.
it in one of your pictures, and I was like, hold on a second, he's got like Pac-Man on his t-shirt. No, it's not Pac-Man. It's his name.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. No, we
Uh,
designed. It's like we designed all ABCD all letters actually for our office. That was one of the first things that we do when we establish our company,
wow.
because I think the presentation of yourself is very important to
Absolutely.
as an
Absolutely.
architect. You have to show that you are really architect.
Absolutely. And now it's all about you, right? It's not about wearing expensive brands and all that
No,
kind of stuff.
no,
Wear your own brand, you
yeah.
know. This is why, like, I've ordered my cap, and I've ordered.
Yes, I saw that also. I like
Yeah,
it.
I've done it. I've done it.
Yeah.
Because I've ordered it, like, all this with all this lockdown and everything. Things were pretty hard in terms of delivery and all that. But anyways, got it ordered now, so gonna be waiting for it. Um,
Perfect. Yeah.
so, Armin, we're here.
Yes.
We're here to talk about you, who you are, what you do. Please go ahead and introduce yourself as to who you are and what you do, and then we can get the conversation going.
Okay. My name is Armin Mohsen Daneshka.
Yeah.
Actually I'm originally from Iran, from Persia, which I came to Austria for 30 years ago, and I started study here. Like I was like 20 years old, and I started study architecture here. Big fan of Star Wars. You see that? I mean, it's. I can show you. It's not just this. It's actually going to all my design.
Wow.
You see
Are you
everything
a
here.
Star Wars fanatic?
Yes, I mean, all those design. You see, we have the lines, and each one of my
Wow.
designs there is a lines from there.
Wow.
But
Amazing.
anyway,
Amazing.
uh, exactly. And then I started study here in Vienna University of Technology.
Yeah.
As during the time which I studied, I met William also, English architect who was the teaching
Yep.
professor. I think it was like 1993. He's coming to Austria, and I don't know. I mean, he was really like a big mentor to me.
Okay.
He invited me also as a student to London, which I work in
I
London in his office.
ask you that when you were young and when you were in Iran, everything, because I come from Pakistan.
Yeah, yeah.
So, um, was architecture so big in Iran at that point?
Uh,
I mean, I've seen
I remember in my
Iran
childhood.
once, and that was like when I was going to Iraq, to Karbala.
Yeah.
So this is like going back 1996, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
at that point, we didn't have flights because of
I know. 1996 was. Yeah.
So we had to go from one place in Pakistan to another place by train, then get off there, take the bus through Iran, and then. So I saw certain buildings, and
You have been in Iran then at that time. That means you go through Iran then. Huh?
I was living in Pakistan, so I was in London. Came to London in 2004.
Ah, okay.
But before that, I was living in Pakistan for 19 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, perfect. No, it's actually in my childhood years when I was like let's say like 12 years old, 10 or 12 or 13. One day the
Yeah.
teacher comes, because the teacher in our one of our teaching staff was like that,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
every week he came and present one profession, and he say, this is a medicine doctor, this is I don't know, carpenter or whatever. And one day he's coming and write architecture
Mm.
and architects. I get in love on that moment, actually. When I saw
Love with
that,
the word.
wow, I saw, wow, what is this? And that,
So you got in love with the word, not
just the word. The
just the
word,
word.
I saw, wow, what is this? And then he start to explain, this is a combination of art and mathematics and geometry and stuff. I was, from my childhood years, I draw a lot. I drew everything. I
You were,
copy. I don't know what.
you were
So
more.
wow, this is what the. And then he explained a little bit about mathematics, which I hated at that time. But he started with geometry. He told us that is more lines actually that's the play.
Yeah.
It's like, this is what I want to be. From that day, I never forget that sense. You know, you are sitting in the
And then
classroom.
how old were you then? Do you remember?
I
Maybe
think
10,
like 12 years old, I think.
12 years old. Okay,
And
great.
since this time, I get in love with this profession actually.
Uh, Let me tell you something. The reason I'm into property is
Sorry?
because the reason that I'm into real estate, like selling, buying, all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff, is
Yeah.
because my wife is an architect.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So the
This
reason
is
I got into property was that because at first, before I met her, I was just doing business studies, at university. And I was like, okay, yeah, we're going to carry this on for a few years and that's it. And then I met her and then she was like, oh, I do architect. And then the whole concept just changed. Like, obviously, when we were going to get married, the whole concept just changed that, I can do something out here as a family business and where she can come in as an architect, I can come in as a
This is
business.
perfect combination. I'm sorry that
Absolutely.
this is a perfect combination, because the architect, we believe always, or we dream about art, and so we don't have any idea about money. And
You
they
you
don't-
you design the weirdest
yes.
building and then that's it. It's there.
Yes, exactly. We don't think about money, never. And actually, it's good. Actually, it's good as an artist that you don't think about money. But the combination of you two guys is definitely good, and it
I had
can
an
be.
architect a few days ago on my Instagram live, and he said that one disadvantage about being an architect is that we don't get paid well.
Actually, the money is not the issue. Never. It was never an issue for me in work. I mean, it's very important. For
Yeah.
sure, it's important. But it was never a big issue actually, because if you believe on what you do, if you believe on what yes, it comes from itself. I'm sure, because the
Yeah.
people, they know, they have a feeling, they see that. I do some project now in some area in Vienna, and some people call me and ask me. We didn't make any advertising. We didn't push it anywhere. I said, why you call us? Because they are like two luxury projects better than us. I believe they are better. It's look better than us. Why
Yeah.
you call us? They say, no, we see the windows on this thing, and we have the feeling these guys think different. And I go, okay, I'm happy actually when I see the effect of your lines, which you never met someone on the street and he's coming and he's talking to you and he say, wow. Or a lot of people, for me, it's always important when the simple, I don't know if it's called it simple people, or the people who's working on the street, or who they're coming to me and say, hey, you are that guy who make this.
You design the.
Say, wow, this is good. And at night they send me WhatsApp me or Instagram, they send me a photo. Look, at night looks also very nice.
Absolutely.
It's not a question of lighting design, or
It's about you've got your
yeah.
design, your vision on the street.
Yeah,
And people
that
say,
the people, everyone understand it, and
absolutely.
that is very important.
So when you so at the age of 12, you decided that, okay, this is what I'm going to do. You're good at art and everything. So can I ask, why didn't you study architecture in Iran? Was it not, I mean, were there not good universities out there, or?
No, it was a good university, but this due to the situation of Islamic Republic, I prefer to leave the country, and
Okay.
decided actually, like all Iranian young boys at that time, to go to America, United States of
Yeah.
America, And
But
the first
you've
guess where was the first American embassy in the West? Was Austria, because it was a geographical point of view is very close to each other. It's like 4 hours flight, and
Yeah.
I was here to go, and then I was in Austria, getting in love actually with this country because it's a really beautiful country,
Why not London, or like your other colleagues who went to the US?
money, money, because you have to pay in London to a lot of money, and that time, but for the students from Iran, Iraq, and that Middle East countries, it was you didn't need to pay any money for university in Austria, and I thought, wow, I stay here, and that was the only reason that I stay here. Actually, and
And
now
then
I'm like 30
and then
years here.
out your life throughout all the way.
Yeah. I
Um,
came later to London actually in 2000. I mean, I started working with Bill, also helping with some project, but I established my company in 2006 in London. 1 year before that big crash, imagine someone comes 6 months later to crash. The pond falling down 60 years down. It was unbelievable.
uh,
Actually you came in 2004. You told me,
yeah, 2004. So I saw the crash just happened
yeah.
when I finished university and I was just getting into real estate, and the whole market just went boom. But yeah, we're here now, and we're seeing another crash that we've seen. I mean,
Yes.
I wouldn't say it's a crash, but we saw the financial markets and everything crash. But London property market, it never crashes.
It never crashes. That was my idea also at that time.
You
I
know,
said this is
like right now, okay, for the lockdown, we were frozen, kind
yeah,
of, just
yeah.
stuck. But once that happened, it's like the dam just overflowed, right? I mean, literally 2 days ago that they started the real estate market, I think about 2,100 properties came on, like Rightmove and Zoopla and all these portals that we have where you can find the properties. 2,100 properties, like in one day, all the way. So all the way from London going up to Scotland, properties were, flooding. So coming back to your architecture, how many years did you study at university and graduated?
I
Because
think I think
here
it
in
was
London,
like
I think the courses are like 4 years or 5 years,
no,
maybe
it's
even
in
6.
Austria. In Austria, it was also a shock when I was in the first semester. They show us the professor that they are starting 800 students at that time, and they show us, and the same years they are coming just like nine person out. They say hello, and then they show us also the average of 20 29 semester that the people, that means like more than 10 11 years they study. And I thought, oh my God, how can I finish? But I was in love. If you are in love with something,
Yeah.
it doesn't
So
matter to you. I
about
mean,
10
the
years.
language, the German language. Imagine the German. This is so horrible. Even today, after 30 years, I have a big issue, big problems actually with the language. But
So
anyway,
you speak, you had to learn, so you had a issue when you came there to study. You did not know the language,
universities are in German language, and
and they don't teach you in English at all.
some of teachers, yes, but maybe from 20 or 30 teacher, just one talking
You have to
because
take,
language school language is German.
did you have to take German classes
Yeah,
to?
I had to do that, but I make an exam and I passed the exam, and I was starting, but I couldn't understand at that time. Even today, I have a problem actually with the language. But I was happy because I was 20 years old. When you are younger, it's easier to
It's like a sponge, right? You can just absorb everything.
exactly. And then I was finished like 5 years. I think I was not bad in the school. I have like, I don't know, like 5 years I was finished, and then in between I worked a lot also, like 160 hours at months at the same time I worked, so actually full job and doing. I was in love with this
Wow.
profession, and I still in love with that, and I do that really good. I think I did that good because in the offices which I worked, they make the competition, we won, and so. And one day Bill also asked me to come to London and work doing some project with him. I did it also with him, and then I graduate. And at the same time, it was they asked me to start as a teaching professor for the University of Technology if I'm doing that. I
Is
was as a guest lecturer in New York, in London, also in
Do you
Berkeley.
have to fly around just to give courses?
Yes, I was like guest professor
Wow.
invited to different countries.
Then
And
when did you get time to during all of this, like once you finish university and everything, and then during all of this, how did you get time to do your own designs and your own work? And
uh, 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 after 2 3 years which I teach, I had bad feeling. You know, I tell the students stories about the building which I never have experience with that carpenter, with
yeah.
that did. And then I did the same time also some competition. I won 3 4 the same time. Got some prizes. And
Okay.
one of the buildings, it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean when you won that it means to go to build. You know, but one of that projects, which was housing in Vienna, I got the first prize and they built it. And that was really good. And I established actually the same time. The client asked me, "Where is your office?" And then I showed a small, and he was wondering. He said, "Oh, I give you the prize, the money. I will give the second prize because these guys, they have a good experience." I said, "No, I don't want these prizes. I want to build it. And it's very important to me to build." And after we built this first project, we got
So
the,
what was the first project, if you can
it
just say?
was a housing project, actually. Maybe I send you photos, then you can show it later. It was a housing project, like 56 apartment from 150 square meter, let's
Yep.
say,
Yep.
to 45 or 50 square meter.
The
And,
apartments are there?
sorry,
How many apartments?
like 54, 57
Oh,
apartments, 57 apartments. And so 1 year, but as we finish, I'm not telling the story of what happens. But 2 years later, we got the Austrian architectural prize for this, one of the best. They choose it as a best project. And we got for this, but second project which I did with the other company, we got in Paris some prizes, and then also in Spain they give off some prizes for green building. I do believe on that, what I had at that time.
you gotta you. This is the thing, right?
Yeah,
A lot of people do it just to earn the money,
yeah,
but if you do it believing
yeah,
in what you think is right, then the
yeah,
money will just come to you because you're putting your hard work, your effort, your blood, sweat, and tears into it. And money will just flow. Like you mentioned, like, you won the prize and all of a sudden, bang, because you put that's your passion, right? You,
yeah,
you, you want to show your design
yeah,
to the
yeah.
world.
It doesn't matter, I think, what you do, if you do design or whatever. There are a lot of young people, I think, here that is
Yep.
here. It
Yep.
doesn't matter what you do, but believe on that, what you do. And if you have a passion, as you say, the very nice word for that
Yep.
is, you do that for no money. You will do that for just making yourself
Satisfaction.
happy. You know, this
Yep.
happiness,
Yep.
this feeling, this
Yep.
feeling that it makes you really hot of that something. And you say, wow, this feeling that you do after the sport, when you do a sport, and it's very hard to make
Adrenaline
such
drives
exercises,
you, right?
but you are happy, you laugh, you have a smile. This is it. And this is what this profession do to me. And I think, if whatever you do, if you have that passion, you will have it and you will enjoy it. And the people understand it. This is interesting. The people who living on your project, they have the same feeling then, and you give them. It's not a question of the form, that you make a beautiful form or this and that. No, you give something that you can see, that you can describe that, but you can just feel it. And they feel these things. Some of them, they call me and they say me, wow, it's so nice to sleep on this bedroom. Not because of design, not because of this stuff which you are on,
Yeah.
because of the feeling, because you thought how the light comes, and
How
so,
the
and this and that. I talk too much, sorry.
No, it's fine. Um, so that was your first project. What has been, I want to ask you this. What was so far in your career, what's the best project that you felt that, wow, I would live in this or I would work in this?
You have a children, yes?
Yep.
How can you say which child is better than the other?
Oh, well, yeah.
It's never. You can't talk about your children. That is, now that I can't. This one is the best. No.
But I can say this, that each child is good
Different. Yeah.
at what. So okay, let me put it this way: from all your projects that you've done so far,
Yeah.
which one would you say that I put my passion into this. Like, okay, you must have done all of them with your passion, right?
I
But
live. I help you. I help
yeah,
you. That's it. I
yeah.
live in the first project. In the first project which I did, I took also, we do the penthouses, and I took one of the apartments, and I lived there.
Okay,
And but it doesn't mean that. I mean, the second project was 10 times better than this, because this is look really nice and is nicer than mine. A lot of mistake I see every day when I go home in my first project.
seriously,
But what are these mistakes? They are the right points actually. Because of these mistakes, I make the next one better and the next one. The
absolutely.
same the same way like children. I have like three children. You have two, I think, two daughters. I have two
Three,
daughters and one. You have three too.
three.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. The first one, it was exactly what I'm. Oh, a lot of mistakes it is. But second one, but third one, you say, hey, it doesn't matter. Take it easy. Choose one itself. Yeah. And
It's like
this is so
it's like
nice.
I was just telling my kids the other day that when my son was born, he's the first child,
How old is your son there?
9 years old.
Okay.
So we just a small example.
Yeah.
We got him everything for potty training. The seat,
Yeah.
the stool, everything. Okay, fine. When it was my daughter, who's now 7, she's the second one, and we got her the seat for potty training, not the stool. You put your legs on it. We didn't get her that. The third one, nothing. Just sit.
Yes, this is exactly. And suddenly the third one, or my third project, getting better.
Absolutely.
Getting better from itself. It works
Because
from
you
itself.
become because you
Everything.
become free with it. You
Yes, exactly,
start
exactly.
flowing like it's
Yeah.
natural.
Yes, it's not the same way also to the project actually. I can never say that this one. I mean, one project comes to the newspaper. One project make me. I was. I mean, some company I can remember in 2009 or 2010 it was some public relation company called me from London, of which I met them, and so they told me, Armin, your name was in Guardian, you've been in BBC, you have been in CNN, you have
Wow.
been in every distinction. You have to pay us like £2 million if we are going to make this PR, and you did it without any money. You've been in this newspaper and all these things, and you know it doesn't mean that project which I did in Kensington and Chelsea was the best one that I did.
Which one
But
did you do?
some project make you suddenly bring you some area that you are wow everywhere in the world they heard about that. I got from Indian, I got from Brazilian, some newspaper from China in Chinese. They send me just a copy of the newspaper because they use our photos, and so they
Yeah.
call me if I be allowed them to use it. No, it doesn't matter. I think if you do, as you say, if you believe on what you did, that's everything. It comes from itself. Okay. One project maybe bring you to Guardian. One project bring you maybe
Maybe.
never to newspaper, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that Guardian project was better than the other project.
Yeah.
And,
It's
and
just, it's just people see it differently. I
yes,
think the architect designs it in the same way that he designs every project, but it's the perception of the people that make it show in the Guardian or show it in the BBC. Uh, can you tell me what project have you done in London? You
In
mentioned about
London I did.
Chelsea.
I did in Kensington some housing project also. I mean, who is going to architect the rich people? Where are the rich people living? But even I was so happy on that time. I mean, before 2004 that you came, or beginning of 2000, Hammersmith was not
Yeah,
so luxury like today.
yeah, yeah,
And I
yeah.
was saying, wow, Hammersmith is the point actually. If
Yeah.
I had the money, I'd buy it
I
that
would
time.
live in Hammersmith.
I remember I saw the river. I said, "Wow, this is actually so close to the center."
Yeah.
And you can. I told a lot of friends of mine, "Why you don't?" No, we are not doing that. I said, "Please spend your money here." Some of them did that, and it was good. And we make some renovated, because you see those buildings there. And I was in the town hall there, in the Hammersmith town hall, but very nice people actually. The people who work in town hall are
Yeah.
nicer than Westminster. When you do something in Kensington, you have to go. But in Kensington and Chelsea, it was also very nice borough, and I had very good experience with the boroughs there. I did, and also some office building I did, and 2, 3 office building, and also housing project,
Next
renovating projects.
next time you're in London, I would like to meet you in person.
Yeah, that's definitely next time. I mean, the last 2, 3 years since I got older, And one day I saw that my daughter's, which she was like this, is now
Wow.
actually like me. She's going to be 18 in 1 month.
Wow.
And I thought, you know, imagine I built in London, I built in Stockholm the same time, in Munich, in Berlin, and every day I was in the flight, you know.
Wow.
And 5 days not at home, just the weekend, and
All over the
after
globe.
8 years, 10 years, I saw suddenly my daughter is so big. You know, I was shocked. And then I said, "Boy, Vienna is beautiful. Austria is a very beautiful country. You can do that here." And I said, why you do it so much? You know, this is a question that each one of us has. You want to continue? You want to go up to come every day in BBC or in CNN, or no? Just stay there. No newspaper, no website. I closed my website, and that time I think it was
But
2013.
this is now a good way, right? Like me, for example, instead of going on BBC and CNN and all that kind of stuff, I call you on Instagram. You're sitting in your place, in your office. You know, you'll go back
I,
home to your family. You don't have to fly anywhere.
this is actually I have to thank you for your invitation.
No,
That
no,
was
no,
this which we talk and we write to each other. I saw this positive energy in your talk. We didn't even talk actually. You
absolutely.
wrote me. I saw this positive energy in your writing, and that was
I
for
mean,
me.
the whole
Okay,
reason for me to do this, I mean, is it's not to, you
yeah,
know, to speak to celebrities and all that kind of stuff or big people out here. It's the
yeah,
fact that how these people have achieved what they have achieved. Because right now, there's a lot of, you know, amongst us youngsters or even other people who have been made redundant from their jobs or lost their jobs or they're on furlough and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of negativity around,
yeah.
you
You're
know,
right.
and to bring to cut that negativity, I thought, okay, why not bring up people here, people who are, you know, who are seen as heroes in the world, you know, for doing, for example, architecture, the best designs in the world, you know,
Whatever.
business people, property people, all these kind of people who are there, who are on the ground, who are doing their work, who are positive. Why not share that positivity and that knowledge that
Yeah,
they have learned and they are getting through? Like you mentioned, like the reason I do this every single day and I don't earn the right money is nothing about me. It's about my passion. It's about what I like. And
yeah,
you know, like people like myself or you know the younger generation, 30, 20 generation, all we think about is I want to make a quick buck tomorrow. How do
yeah,
I do that? It's
yeah.
not about that. Like you, how many years have you taken out for people to recognize you, for people to recognize your work? What, 10 years, 20 years, 25 years, you know? So success is not overnight. It
No,
it takes
no.
time. This is the whole reason for me to bring out people like yourself that share your success story. So give, so you know you can be you can share that inspiration
Yeah,
to people like myself. So
yeah.
that's the whole reason.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Is a question of your feeling, is a question of what you see. It
Yeah.
can be you can see and read just books and to understand and say, okay, no, I'm going to write a book. No, you have there's a lot of small pointers which they come together and
Absolutely.
I always bring the example that if you got in love with some lady or some boys, you know, this feeling, this it make your face so hot
Yeah.
and so on when we have been 16, 17, you know, and that feeling is still when I mean, I'm not telling, I'm getting old. I mean, my daughter say me, 50, dad, you're 50, you're old. But I have a feeling like 28, 29, you know,
It's always
is
the case.
is it
It's,
is it feel this is the it's I still have that hot faces when I see my design, when I draw, when I, you know, it's not question of doing and so going very fast with money. It should be I'm the happiest guy in the world. I feel when I draw, when I'm in office, when I see this, the same feeling that when you have your baby in your hand, you know,
absolutely.
and you say, wow, forget architecture, everything. This is it. You
This
know,
is it.
that feeling is every day with me. And this is happiness. I met a lot of, I met a lot of rich people every day because of my job. And this that they are not happy, some of them, and that they see, wow, this guy have like maybe 400 or 500 million cash or 200 million cash in bank and different places, even lot of property, but he's unhappy. You met it, you see in his eye that he watch you like, oh, this is the
There-
great one.
there-
No, I don't have money, I have just a lot of credit in the bank,
absolutely.
but that is it. It's not a question of money. Just say, and how you achieve it because of your positive energy that you got maybe from these things, and you
Yeah,
can give them to other people.
absolutely. This is all about it. You know, I don't know. The only thing, I mean, the reason I know about architecture so much is because my wife is an architect and her father is an architect. So her father is in Pakistan and he has designed like a lot of mosques and everything all over the world, going all the way from Malaysia to all the way to Houston, Texas, you know. So even the mosque in London that we go to, he's designed it. So, you know, if you're in London anytime and when he's in London, I would like to arrange a meeting. Um,
Sure, yeah.
we spoke about your best project, or
Yeah.
maybe the you can't define your best project, but what has been your toughest project?
Each project had the good and the bad time, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah, every day you go in the construction site, or the
yeah,
people who bring
yeah,
them to the bill, they are sitting in German language. I think is like this. You are sitting on a table, and people start talking to about the problems. And I always say, that's the, you know, the problem is. I say, hey, hello, we are here. Can we talk first about the good things? And yeah, because every construction company think that the architects are the stupid people. They don't know anything about the thing. I mean, I always say that architects has to know everything, just a little bit about that, but because we can do it, we can know it. We, knew about all these details, all what they thought. Every project has really 100% talk moments and beautiful moments. For me, is I can really say that this one is better, the other one is worse. That is like my children.
or
I mean,
maybe you had a tough time with, like you mentioned, the construction workers or the engineer, you know, to sort of bring that up. Anything like that? Any experience?
I mean, some of project which we had a problem. Actually, which it was very hard to show the government, to the municipality, to understand, to tell them the story of the building, why it should be different, because the rules always say that you are allowed to make like this box and this tick and
Yeah,
nothing else. If you start to change these lines, what they say, and you say this is the answer, or something different, is and it's jumping up and here coming down, and so it's very hard. I understand these guys, because they say the rules say that, and you are coming with this, forget it. And we try to do that. One of project which I see also some pictures here, I can send you. It takes like 10 years or 12 years for that we fight for that. I was very happy to have a very good client who has a passion to do that. And that when I sometimes I see them and I watch them and say, wow, you know, it's really hard. But it was very hard, but it takes time, and finally we did it.
do you have
And
a
some of project we didn't do that. Actually, it's a building also in Kensington which we did, and we didn't get the permission, or we didn't finish it because it was very nice talking to people, talking to Borough in Kensington and Chelsea, and very nice people, actually very helpful people. But the community, the society, you know, a lot of rich people in one point in the world. I mean, I say always London and New York, they are different. This is not word. This is
absolutely,
another word. We
absolutely.
are, we are talking about another word. And
You
these
can't.
guys who is sitting in Manhattan and who's sitting in Kensington, Chelsea, they are
to-
different.
Totally, totally different. Arvind, have you got any project that you can show us a design or a model or something like in your office right now?
Oh, it's a lot of projects here, as I told you. I mean, I love. You see here, we did this project in. This is a. I don't know if I'm right. It's a.
Yeah,
Uh,
Wow.
It's like ski resource area, luxury a lot of, you see a lot of those buildings which are the old buildings,
Wow.
and we make the roof actually because of the rules. Austria or Vienna is like a conservation area. The whole city is like conservation area, more or less, you know.
Yeah.
And we have a really district. I always say when someone work in Austria or in Vienna, uh,
They can work anywhere in the world.
anywhere in the world, because of these different, really hard uh, conservation area rules here. And that for me was London very easy actually to work. And when I was talking or discussing with the town hall in town halls or in the different boroughs about this old respecting, we have been always surprised. Wow, you respect a lot of other buildings around, and
Exactly.
it was really, I can remember it was in that time when Councillor Moylan in Kensington, Chelsea, the borough. I don't know if he's still there or not. He was very happy because he saw always that we have a lot of respect to things. And I think as the people who study here as architecture, who work here as an architect, they don't have any problem around the world with the rules. And with I remember in 2008 was this right of light in London first time, and here was like 300 years ago. You know, it was so easy
We've
to
got
us
a
to
comment.
understand.
We've got a comment here by Mohammed Amin. You have a stormtrooper. You have a storm.
Yeah, yeah, great. This is Tom. You see, the Star Wars figures are everywhere, and you see the design actually, which is lot of designs. I love this one. It's like, you know, like for an office headquarter.
Wow.
It's also like a ship that it comes down,
Wow.
landing here. You go the meetings area, the elevator, and
Oh, wow. It's amazing. It's amazing.
this is.
I, I've spoken to a few architects on here on my live session, but I must say that I've not seen anything like this. It's absolutely fascinating.
You know, I like also calligraphy, to write and to draw
Armin,
and
do you mind waiting for 2 seconds and let me call my wife, see your work?
No, you can show her that later, please. Or you can call. She's in London. She's at home.
She's with
Okay.
me. I'll tell her to go back to this live and see it. But it's
We will definitely meet each other in London, and I will show you.
You know, when you're in town, I really want to meet you, and you know.
You just need to write Armin Daneshkar in Google, and everything comes.
Absolutely.
By the way, new book of
but it's sort of different when the architect himself is showing the stuff, you know.
Oh yes, definitely. Yes, you are right. You are right.
So, I mean, before we go and we finish the conversation.
Oh, it's like 1 hour we talk, huh? Or
yeah.
15 minutes. I decided to.
That's what I said. You know, people ask me how long is it going to be. I'll be like,
yeah.
As soon as you get bored of me, leave. You know, if you find the conversation boring, please go.
I have a meeting actually at 4 o'clock. I should be
you
in
mentioned
part of the city. Therefore, I mean, like 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, we can.
No, we'll wrap up on this. The last question that I want to ask you is, what would you advise the younger generation that is going through all these issues, the negativity, and everything that is happening to them right now? What would your advice be to an architect, to a businessman, to a ballet dancer, for example? You know, all these people that are in line, who are going to be the next generation of people that work and build our cities. What would you advise?
Get in love as soon as possible. Because I think the solution is love. Whatever is just these 3-4 words, letters actually, is whatever you do, whatever you have to love it. For architect, you start with architecture student. They have to go and watch and see. You know, it's not just in school, not in university. University never will give you some, oh, I am going to this school because Harvard is good, or the Bartlett in London is the best architectural
Yeah.
school, AA is the best. Yeah, definitely. They are very good teachers there. There are a lot of, but it's not a question of
But you
school. It's not a
go and
question.
you got to feel it. You got to,
Yeah.
get out there and
Yeah.
experience it. So yeah, I totally
You
get that.
don't know how many times I walked in Kensington to Hammersmith and coming back. I go to the, just walk from East London,
Yeah.
just see this picture. The city comes, then grow up in the bank area, that go down, and this small, and in
Wow.
East London,
You know,
and they see
you know
this
London more than I
poor
do.
community there. I just walk. Don't I never get the subway actually, and just walk. I wanted to see. I talk to people. I just gone and talk to the community, which I decided to design something in that area. Just gone to talk to the guy who's selling something on the street, to that
Yeah.
hotel. This, everywhere. Go talk and watch and see and sit and watch. You can see. You can learn a lot from the street. It's like a movie actually. And then later, is just for, to me, is love is actually the answer. Just this because our story and the story of our life, the story of our business. How can we get, the next question was like how can you get this negativity about it? If you are in love with some things or with someone, or you never see them, exactly, your mother say, this is so stupid, this guy, he slept every day till 11 o'clock, but now he stand up at 7 o'clock. You don't know why he stand there, and you stand and you are happy. Yeah. Even you have the same problem in your bank account, you have this. No, this make you. And the people got this energy, this positive energy that you have through that love, and they accept you, and the doors are going to open. Absolutely. I mean, I sleep on the street here in this country, and is a question just of love and what you do, and the people will understand it. I was happy. Some guy, some of chief director of a newspaper, famous newspaper, came to me, and we decided to make this book of my work last year, for 2 years ago. Wow. Because I got 50, and he asked me about the project, that we have to present the project, and so I said no. I think the story is not interesting to open the book of an architect like all other architects, see, wow, this is the best project, and this is the best view of a lot of good photographers. They say, they make the best perfect thing. You go sometimes to some of these architecture building in London, and say, what, that I saw, it was always so great to me. I told him, I think it's more interesting, or more exciting to see the story of people who live in this thing. And in this book, he wrote just the story of the people who we designed for them, actually, and how their feelings.
I might ask my wife to get this book, and
yeah, definitely. You send me just your address. I'm going to send as a gift to you.
And then maybe you can
It's in English and in German and in English, actually. It's
Absolutely, I'll definitely go and get that book. But Armin, it's been an absolute pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you so much.
I mean, 1 hour is not enough to go through an architect's life. You need hours and hours to speak. But it's been great pleasure to have you, and give me a summary of what you've done, how you've got to where you are today, and thank you for sharing the positivity that you did. I really appreciate it.
I'm sorry, it was the battery was done, and I had to change it.
It's all right, no problem.
The question I didn't.
No, I was just saying that it's been an absolute pleasure for you to come on board, and discuss your life, your career so far, and the work that you've done in Austria, in London, for example. All these places. It's a pleasure and honor to have you and to speak about all these things with you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It was a pleasure to me, and thank you for inviting me. And hope we see each other soon. Hopefully, coming the flight to London. Because I have to be in London, actually.
You have my details now on Instagram.
Yeah,
just
sure.
saying, I'm in London. I'll come down and see you.
Hopefully the flight to start to do the flight.
We can wait for that till December, I guess.
I think is, and in December will be really bad time actually, because I mean we believe on positive things. Hopefully it
Absolutely,
happens,
absolutely.
But
Let's
I
take
hope
the
that in
world as
July
its
or
own.
August is some possibility that I can come to London. I hope so. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well,
Okay,
thank you
thank you
so much.
so much.
Take care.
Okay.
Good luck with your meeting today. Super. Take care, man. See you. Bye. Okay, so that was our man, Danishgar, all the way from Austria, who joined me and discussed his life, his career so far. It's been an absolute pleasure, having so many people over the past few weeks discussing their careers, what they have done, how they're sharing that positivity in people. Um, so we've got another session today at 6 p.m. with a musician in London. Should be good, and then back to back sessions next week. So if you've not checked my sessions out with other people from different backgrounds, not just architects, but I had a magician on once, all that kind of stuff. So do go and check out my profile and see the live sessions that I've had with these people. Thank you so much to all those that tuned in. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you and speak to our man about his career. Take care. Bye bye.